So we're going to do some deep breathing, try to find this deep place of peace. And then we're going to try to take that peace with us into our practice. All right, so close your eyes down. And start to breathe really deep and slow through your nose. Consciously making each breath last as long as you can is the same as deciding to be present. Deciding to actively participate in the breathing process instead of just letting it happen subconsciously. Notice that shift already. Notice how you've already let go a little bit. And imagine there's a whole lot more you could let go of here, and get curious about that. Become aware of the space behind your eyes, behind your eyelids. Keeping your breath really deep, really slow. See if you can tell the temperature of the air there behind your eyelids, the texture of the air. Now see if you can soften all that space. Now keeping that awareness, become really aware of your tongue. At first, try to see if you can tell where it starts and feel it there. But then just become aware of the part that's sitting in your mouth. Feel the shape of it, the weight of it, the moisture content of it. And then start to soften. Just like any other muscle, feel it relaxing. Feel it change shape a little bit as it softens and becomes kind of sloppy feeling in your mouth instead of so taut. Notice how with each exhale, there's still more to let go of. And just try to imagine what would happen if you let go a little more. If you let go of all the tension. So we're going to use our imagination a bit. Imagine that your mind is just another muscle that's sitting somewhere between the eyelids and the tongue. And become aware of all that space right there and start to soften. Imagine this is the motion of letting go of ideas about ourselves that might not be serving us, letting go of concepts. And imagine it's the same motion as having faith. Just choosing not to worry about things because you have faith that things are happening as they should. And imagine it's the same motion that feels just the same as softening the jaw or releasing the tension in the shoulders. And anytime a thought comes up, see if you can just do this same motion and let it go. All right, imagine you're inhaling through the ears, right into that space, into the eyelids, into the tongue, and that space in between. And that allows you to soften just a little bit more. Now see if you can visualize the air coming through the ears and down into the heart. So feel it coming down both sides of the neck to pour into the heart, to fill your heart all the way up, expanding your chest. And use that heart energy to let go even a little bit more on the exhale. All right, now be determined to stay in this place of peace, even once we open the eyes and start to move. So first, just open the eyes just a tiny bit, just enough to look down the nose with soft eyes, not really trying to see anything yet, just trying to keep that place of peace with the eyes open so that our perception is not dictating our physiology and that place of peace we're experiencing. Okay, close the eyes again and see how quickly you can go right back to that place of peace. And be determined to stay in this place as you one more time slowly open the eyes. If it changed starkly, do it one more time. Go back to that place of peace. And when you're ready, flutter the eyes open. Hug the knees into the chest. Keep that deep, slow, steady flow of air through the nose. And anytime you lose this place of peace, either close the eyes or come back down to the ground. Make this your intention of your practice today, to stay in this place of peace, letting yoga be the movement that teaches us to move our bodies from this place of peace, so that that meditation space is not just reserved for when we're sitting still, but so we can bring it with us into all the things we do. All right, start to rock the length of your spine a couple times. Maybe toes touch the ground behind the head and you rock all the way up to a seat. When you're ready, we'll stay up in a seat and find a nice tall spine. Bring your hands to your heart. Let your head bow to your heart. We'll start with the eternal sound of Om. Empty all the air. Inhale, fill all the way up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, sweep your right arm under your left like eagle pose. See if you can get your palms to touch. Draw the elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down the back. Close your eyes if it helps you stay in that place of peace. But then keep opening them again, trying to stay there with your eyes open. Don't let your eyes or your mind wander. Keeping this stillness even as we move our bodies. Slowly hinge forward. Let your head become heavy. Keep your sit bones grounding down. Still softening all that space around the tongue and the eyes, the shoulders. With each exhale, trying to find something else you can soften just a little bit more. Even if it's just the mind or letting go of ideas. Letting go of your list for the day. Slowly come back up. Maybe find a little tiny backward bend, rooting into the sit bones, lifting the heart. And release. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Opposite leg in front now. Root into the sit bones. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep the left arm under the right. Maybe your palms touch on this side. Elbows come out and up. Shoulders soften down the back. So you're lengthening through the spine and the back of the neck, but keeping everything soft back there too. Making each breath last just as long as you can. Hinge forward. Let your head become heavy. Keep your sit bones heavy too. Slowly come back up. And release your arms. Bring your feet flat on the ground right in front of you. And hug your eyes in to touch your knees. If you can, rest the eyes right there on the knees, massaging that space behind the eyelids. Soften the shoulders down the back. Let your head be heavy. Stay with your breath. Be vigilant to stay in this place of peace for your whole practice today. Your nervous system will thank you. And probably anybody you have to interact with will as well. Start to find this really subtle cat-cow. As you inhale, lift the heart, shine it forward, roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, tuck tailbone under, pull the belly in. You can make it a little bigger each time. When you feel ready, we're eventually going to bring the hands back behind and inhale to lift up into reverse tabletop. And we'll exhale all the way back into that little tiny ball. Take your time. Press into the hands and the feet. Keep using the exhale to soften what you can. If you've lost it at all, close the eyes and see how quickly you can get right back to that place of peace. Next time you're in reverse tabletop, we'll stay here. So make sure your knees are stacked over your ankles and your shoulders over your wrists. Now press down into all four corners of the feet and lift your hips up. Press down into all your fingers and knuckles evenly. Lift the heart up. If it's all right with your neck, drop your head back. Stay with your breath. Find that place of peace. Slowly come back down, eyes to knees, one more time. Now we'll roll back on the back, roll the whole length of the spine a couple times, and eventually we'll try to rock all the way up to a chair pose. If you need to use your hands to get your booty off the ground, that's fine. Keep your legs together, reach your arms forward and then up. Pull the belly in, lower the booty a little bit. Let the toes be light. I should have asked if my swamp cooler was too loud. I'm hoping no, because it's really nice. It's all right? Perfect, thanks. All right, root down to that chair a little bit more, reach up out of the waist. Now, slowly, carefully step your feet hip-width distance apart. Keep dropping your weight into the heels, interlace your fingers back behind your sit bones, and bend your knees even more. See if you can get your thighs parallel to the ground. Then shine the heart forward and look forward. Roll the shoulders down the back. Now exhale, fold. Maybe you start to straighten the legs. The head gets heavy right away. Inhale, bend the knees deeply. Pull the belly in. Shine the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Rocking weight into the balls of the feet, lifting the sit bones up and back. 2 more times. See how long you can make them last. Try not to change the feet at all. Next time you exhale all the air, lower the hands down to the ground and slowly round up, pressing into the feet, letting your arms and head feel heavy. And feel this really solid foundation as you press down through the feet, lift the heart, roll the shoulders down the back. Inhale, arms up, grab your right wrist, step your right foot behind you, and drop your arms to the left. Keep the heart lifting and the shoulders softening. Slowly come back to center, grab the left wrist. Step the left foot behind and drop it to the right. Come back to center, bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes, bow your head to your heart. Find that place right away. Take it with you, lower the hands, inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, press down through the feet, lengthen forward through the crown, empty every last drop. Inhale to lift up halfway, take as much air as you can, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. We're gonna hold this for a while, okay? If you need to lower to the knees, you can. Press into the fingers and knuckles, make sure everything's stacked perfectly, elbows over wrists, shoulders over elbows, back of the neck long. See if you can find any more length from your heels to your crown. Lift those quads up off the knees, draw the belly in and up. Feel the strength of your body. And even here, find that place of peace, even if your body's shaking. Keep your mind and your gaze steady by keeping your breath steady. We'll stay for a couple more breaths, pressing the hands into the mat like you're trying to press yourself just a little bit higher. Lower the knees, and then the chest, and then the chin, untuck the toes, 4 rolling baby cobras, press into the feet, inhale, lifts the heart, draw the elbows in and reach them back towards the feet. Exhale, slowly lower down. Press into the feet. Try to keep the glutes soft if you can. Reach the heart forward and lift up a little higher each time. Make each breath last just a little bit longer. Maybe eventually you're straightening all the way into the arms by pressing into the hands a little bit, but you're still using them to pull the heart forward too. Maybe on this last one, you straighten the arms and then look up and reach up through the chin, opening the throat. Exhale, slowly lower down. Come back to child's pose. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees a couple inches. Let your head hang down. Press into the hands. Slowly lift the sit bones up and back. Trying to find a nice long spine. Maybe the knees stay bent and you just find more length in the spine for now. Blossoming that booty up towards the top back corner of your room. Head is heavy. Soften through the shoulders. Soften the tongue, the space behind the eyes. Press the right heel down into the mat. Bend the left knee a lot. Next inhale, press the left heel down. Bend the right knee. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, press right heel down. One more time. Inhale, left heel presses down. Come up on your tippy toes and see if you can heel toe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway. Find a little more length in your spine. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees, tuck your chin. Inhale here, exhale, arms and head heavy, slowly roll up. Press into the feet, lift the heart, roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes, find that place of peace. Take it with you as you lower the hands down. One more time, inhale, reach out, lengthen up. Exhale, swan dive. Lengthen forward, belly in and up out of the waist. You can fold a little deeper. Empty every last drop, and then let that inhale lift you up, fill you up. Exhale, step back to plank. We're gonna hold again, so find that nice long line of energy with everything stacked. Press through the fingers and the knuckles a little more. Shine the heart forward. Roll the shoulders back. Find this external rotation of your upper arms, turning those upper arm bones out away from each other. Turning the inner arm bones towards each other a little bit, almost like your thumbs would turn in towards each other a little bit if you would let them. See where you can find a little more strength, a little more length, but most of all, find that place of peace. Close your eyes if it helps. One more breath. Lower your knees, and then your chest, and then your chin, untuck the toes. Bring the hands out a little wider than the mat and a couple inches forward. Stay up on the fingertips. Let your head be heavy, forehead resting, and then slowly peel yourself up off the mat. Let your head come up last, and look up a little bit. Soften the glutes. Now slowly place the body back down on the mat, and then touch your forehead back down. Empty all the air. Inhale, lift up. See if you can soften the tongue and the eyes on the inhale and the exhale here. And see if you can consciously make each breath last as long as possible. One more time. Slowly lower down, bring your hands under your shoulders, curl your toes under, lift the knees and quads up off the mat and press up to plank pose. And then lift up, downward facing dog. If that's too much, come through child's pose. So find that nice long spine first, bending the knees a little bit, let your head hang down. And then maybe you start to straighten into the legs, dropping those heels down, pressing the quads back. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Slowly step it through, stack knee over ankle. Slowly, slowly lower the left knee all the way down and untuck those toes. Press the top of the left foot down into the mat. Draw the right hip back into the socket and breathe right into that left hip flexor. If and when you're ready, reach up out of the waist. But keep that motion of drawing the right hip back, pressing the left foot down. Keep your heart lifted, float the right fingertips down towards the ground. So keep that motion, drawing the right hip back, pressing the left foot down, but now we're adding lengthening through the whole left side to try to lower the fingertips a little closer to the ground. Soften the tongue and that space around the eyes. Soften the jaw. Use your breath. Using the imagination, imagine you're inhaling this magic serum that makes you able to relax more. So take in as much of it as you can and notice how it helps you let go a little more, softening everything. Lower the hands down. Reach back up out of the waist. Curl the left toes under and lift the left knee up like crescent lunge. See if you can get your right thigh parallel to the ground. Keep pressing the right knee forward and drawing the right hip back so both hips are facing forward. Draw the low belly in and up, scooping everything up a little bit, lifting the heart. Maybe hands come together and you look up at the thumbs. Slowly step the left foot forward to meet the right. Find a chair pose. Drop your weight into the heels, reach up out of the waist. Maybe feeling a little bit of a backward bend. Press into the feet, stand up, find a little backward bend. First find space, and then drop back into it. Bring your hands to your heart, and then your hands to your hips. And we'll lift the right knee up, and straighten the right leg out in front. Flex the foot. So draw the toes back towards the face, and really kick through the heel. Lift the leg as high as you can. Engage everything you can that might help you lift a little more. So press down into the left foot, engage your core, lift a little higher. And now point and flex. Point and flex. Bring your hands to your heart, bend that knee. Hinge forward, shoot the leg back long so it's parallel to the ground. Get the torso parallel to the ground. Flex the foot. Point the toes down and slightly in. Lengthen more from heel to crown. As you draw the left hip up and back and lower the right hip down. Slowly step back into crescent lunge. Set it up. And then on the exhale, open it up to warrior two. Now this right arm is just going to keep moving in a continuous circle. It's going to tap the right hip to invite it to face forward, coming back into crescent lunge on the inhale. And then on the exhale, spin that right heel back out and down, warrior two. Tap that leg, bring it along, crescent lunge, hips forward, sink in. Exhale, right hip opens to the long edge, right heel presses down. One more time. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Hang out here and really set it up. Pressing that left knee straight out over the second toe, gazing out over the fingertips, reaching in both directions here, softening the tongue, the eyes, the shoulders. Find that place of peace. Close the eyes if you need to. Now we'll do flying monkey towards the back of the mat. Bend the right knee, lift the left toes up. Maybe you bring your arms out to the sides. Maybe you have them at your heart center, or maybe you need them on the ground for balance. Stay one more breath. Turn to face the back of the mat. Shoot the left foot up high like standing splits. And then hop it back, chaturanga, maybe just 1 inch at a time, maybe one big hop. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Slowly step it through. Knee over ankle. Slowly lower the right knee all the way down and untuck the toes. Press the top of the foot in as you draw the left hip back. When you're ready, reach up out of the waist. Slowly float the left fingertips down towards the ground. Keep the left foot pressing down and left hip drawing back. Keep pressing through the top of the right foot. Now lengthen through the right side to get those fingertips a little lower. Soften what you can on the exhale. Reach both arms up out of the waist, curl the right toes under, lift it up, crescent lunge. Set it up, knee over ankle, knee pressing straight out over that second toe. Find your breath, find a little more space in your body. Find a little more softness, find that place of peace. Slowly step the right foot forward to meet the left and sink into that chair. Drop weight into the heels, lift up out of the waist. Sink in one more time, and then press into all four corners of both feet. Come up, find that little backward bend. Find space first. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Now we'll lift the left foot up, rooting down into the right foot. Lift the knee high, and then straighten the leg. Flex the foot. Draw those toes back towards the face. Lift a little higher. Find grounding down through the right leg to lift a little more. Engage your core to lift a little more. Point and flex. Lift a little higher. Point and flex. Bend the knee. Bring the hands to the heart. Shoot the leg back long till it's parallel. Everything's parallel. Foot is flexed. Toes point down and in. Lengthen out. Slowly step back. Crescent lunge. Set it up. Sink in. Let your next exhale open it up like warrior two. Left arm keeps moving around now. Tapping that left hip to draw it forward. Exhale drops it into warrior two. Inhale, crescent lunge. Keep the right knee right where it is. It doesn't move at all. It's just that left hip, so you can start to feel the difference between that left hip facing forward in crescent or opening up in warrior two. Hang out here in warrior two and sink in a little bit. Find your breath. All right, flying monkey towards the top of the mat. Bend the left knee. Draw the right toes towards the face. Hands to the heart, or maybe on the ground, or maybe you're surfing a wave. Lower your hands, turn to face the front of the mat. Shoot the right foot high like standing splits and hop it back, chaturanga. Maybe one little inch at a time, maybe one big hop. Inhale, roll it forward into plank pose and find a little more strength, a little more length, and a little more peace. See if you can recommit for the second half of class. Letting go completely of how you've done so far, staying in that place and just starting anew right now in this moment with this breath. Lower down to your knees and press back into a child's pose. Close your eyes and see how quick you can go all the way to that place of peace, letting go completely. The tension, the list, the ideas. Take this place of peace with you as you slowly come up, downward facing dog. If the eyes are open, keep the gaze soft. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Step it through like warrior one. Left heel spins out and down. Bend the right knee a lot. Set it up. Feel the feet pressing down and that right hip drawing back. Reach up out of the waist. Maybe bring the hands together and gaze up at the thumbs. See what you can soften. Now bring your hands to your heart, and then your hands to your hips and straighten into the legs. Now step the left foot in about a foot or so there's 2 or 3 feet between your feet, both hips facing forward. See if you can bring your hands into prayer behind you. If not, just press your fists together back there as high as you can get them. All right, press into the feet to lift the heart, then feel that hinge at the hips. Try to keep the hips the same height. Try to keep the legs straight by lifting the quads up off the knees, not locking the knees. Tuck the chin to the chest. See if you can get the forehead to touch the leg. Soften the tongue, the eyes, the shoulders. Stay with your breath as long as you can make it. Slowly lower the hands to the ground, and then lift the left foot up so it's parallel to the ground. Flex that foot, and bring the hands up to the heart. Keep rooting down into the right foot, lifting the right hip. Bring your arms out to the side like airplane wings. Find a little more length from your heel to your crown, and then float the left fingertips down in front of the right toes and roll the right arm up. Keep the hips level. Maybe you can gaze up at the right hand. Draw the belly in. Roll that right shoulder back a little bit more. Slowly come to standing, bring the left knee with you, hug it in and up nice and tight. Cross the left knee over the right, see if you can get your toes to wrap around, and then left arm under right. Maybe your palms can touch now, sink in a little bit. Elbows out and up, shoulders down the back, soften. Don't let your eyes or your mind wander. Keep your breath and your gaze steady to keep your mind steady and sink in just a little bit more. Slowly release, lift that knee up high, reach the arms to the sky. Cartwheel the hands down, shoot the left foot high like standing splits and hop it back, chaturanga. Kneading back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts the left foot high. Exhale, draws the knee to the nose. Step it through, warrior one. Right heel spins out and down. Stack knee over ankle and rise up. See if you can feel these opposites here, this two directions thing happening. Some things are pressing down, some things are lifting up. See if you can feel the balance between the rooting and the rising in each pose. See if that helps bring a little more peace to your mind. Lower your hands to your heart and then onto the hips. Step the right foot in a little bit like pyramid pose. Hips are facing forward. Quads are lifting up off the knees. Maybe you can press those hands into prayer behind you now. Lengthen up first. And then feel this hinge at the hips that keeps them in line from the side. And lengthen out over that straight left leg, pressing down into the left foot to keep the left hip lifting up so it doesn't dip down. Tuck the chin, maybe forehead touches the leg. Find your breath. Keep your focus on making the breath as long as you can. Soften the tongue, the eyes, the jaw. Slowly lower the hands to the ground and lift the right leg up parallel to the ground, flexing the foot, level the hips, and then bring the hands up to the heart. Lengthen from heel to crown, it'll help with balance. Lift the left hip, lower the right hip, it'll help with balance. Find your breath. Slowly lower the right fingertips down and the left fingertips up. Maybe gazing up at that hand. Keep that back leg strong and steady. Maybe drawing that left shoulder back just a little bit more. One more breath. Slowly come to standing, bring the right knee with you, cross it over the left, eagle pose. Maybe your toes wrap all the way around now. Sweep the right arm under the left, draw the elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down the back, soften your gaze and sink in. One more breath. Slowly come up, knee lifts high, reach for the sky, cartwheel hands down, shoot the leg up, standing splits, hop it back, chaturanga, kneading back in downward facing dog. Okay, step your right foot in halfway between your left foot and your hands. Stay up on the ball of the foot. Now really think about the hands and the strength of the arms, finding that external rotation of the upper arms, internal rotation of the lower arms. See if you can kick your left foot up and float your right toes off the ground a little bit. See if you can keep the softness in your face, feeling the strength in your arms. See if you can stay in that place of steady peace. And then switch. Step the left foot in halfway. Stay on the ball of the foot. It'll help. Kick the right foot up. Come back to a child's pose and see how quickly you can get right into that place of peace. Come back to making the breath last as long as you can. And imagine I come around with my little scanner and go, okay, you're doing pretty good. You've let go quite a bit, but there's still like 30, 40% you have to let go of. But that's okay, because we still have 22 minutes to let it go. All right, see if right here, right now, with this breath, you can choose to let go just a little bit more. So lately I've been thinking about yoga differently than I ever have. Not only thinking about it as the way we learn to bring the dimension of love and light that we experience in our meditation into this world by learning to stay in that place even when we're moving our body or with our eyes open, but also just feeling like the same motion of relaxing your shoulders is the same motion of having faith. It's letting your body come out of that fight or flight place that it always thinks it needs to be in because there's always some kind of threat. And by breathing deeply and allowing that tension to go away, you're sending a message on a deep level, on a deep physiological cellular level, that everything's okay and that everything's going to be okay. So every time we choose to come to our mat and let go of that tension in our body, we're also letting go of that tension in our mind, even if you're not focused on it. But once you start to focus on it, you can feel it. You can feel it just like any other muscle softening. Softening its grip on you. When you're ready, come back up, downward facing dog. Shift your gaze up between your hands. Hop your feet to the outside of your hands and find a deep yogic squat. Lowering your booty down, bring your hands to your heart. Now, find just a really subtle cat-cow motion here, just to shine the heart forward more and roll the shoulders back. Then start to press the knees open and draw the thumbs in towards the heart more. Sink into the heels more. Lengthen through the crown for counterbalance and really press those knees open. Find your breath. Turn your toes to face forward, interlace your fingers. You release your index finger. Reach your arms forward till they're parallel to the ground. Lower your head down so your neck's parallel to the ground and try to squeeze your head with your arms. Glue your palms together. Make sure your knees are stacked over your ankles. Lift your booty up to the same height as your knees so your thighs are parallel to the ground. Your whole upper body is touching the legs. Belly is drawn in out of the way. Now find more length as you reach forward. Softly draw the shoulders out of the ears. Reach those hip bones back. Press down into the feet. And slowly come all the way to standing, pressing into the feet all the way. Reach up out of the waist. Find a little backward bend, dropping the head back. Keep lifting the heart. Reach back through the fingers. Soften what you can. Inhale, slowly come back up and lower the hands down by your sides. Now step your feet as wide as your hips, outside edge of the feet parallel. Reach your hands forward, get your arms parallel to the ground, squeeze your fingers together, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Don't move your knees, just lower your booty back behind. Getting the thighs parallel to the ground. Look down to see if you like keeping the same distance between your hands, your knees, and your feet, but then look forward so your chin is parallel to the ground too. Pull the belly in, draw the upper body back more, shoot energy out through those fingertips. Find that place of peace. Telling your body on a deep level that even when there's a little bit of strain or that you can still stay in that place of peace. Even when things get hard, that you can choose not to be affected by it. Choose not to react. Press into the feet, slowly come all the way up. Now come up on the tippy toes and roll forward into the knees. Try to keep them stacked right over the ankles as you lower the booty back behind. Same distance between your hands, your knees, and your feet. Get your thighs parallel to the ground. Look down if you need to, but then look forward to keep your chin parallel. Roll up higher on the toes. Pull the belly in. Draw the upper body back. Slowly come back up. Lower the heels. Squeeze the knees together. Lengthen the spine by dropping the tailbone a little bit. Keep lengthening through the crown as you slowly lower your body down. Keep squeezing the knees and bring your hips to just a couple inches above the heels. If your heels start to lift off the ground a little bit, that's okay too. Then roll your knees forward and down to get your thighs parallel to the ground, arms parallel to the ground, chin parallel to the ground. Pull the belly in. Find your breath. If you feel stable, you can bounce here. Keep squeezing your knees together. And then way slower than you want to, start to come back up. Step the feet together. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Bow your head. And just get in the habit of every time you can, coming right back to that place of peace. Lower your hands down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Kneading back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts the right foot high. Exhale, draw the right knee to the right wrist. Half pigeon pose. See if you can walk those left toes back a little more. Try to level the hips out. Walk the hands back with the hips and puff the chest up a little bit like a pigeon. And then keep this length in your spine as you walk your hands forward and try to get your forehead down to the ground. Get right into that place of peace. See what you can let go of. Make your breath as long as you can. Imagine that magical serum coming in on the inhale to help you soften everything on the exhale. And get curious about how much you could possibly let go of if you stayed focused and stayed present. So we create tension in our body to protect us. Sometimes it's helpful. Most of the time it's not. So when you're letting go of that tension, you're saying, like, I don't need this tension here. I'm mindful enough to prevent injury, to keep myself safe. Sometimes runners will tell you that yoga is bad because they can't be too flexible if they're going to run really hard or really long distances. They're going to do something not strenuous, that primitive maybe. They need that. They need that reptilian brain keeping them safe in that way. And there might be activities you do where you need a bit of tension too. If you'd like to, for the last couple breaths, lift the wrists up, coming up on tented fingertips. But you should strive for finding the perfect balance for you, that perfect balance between strength and flexibility for your body. Slowly come back up. Roll to the outside of the right hip and bring the left foot up and around flat on the ground outside the knee. Try to get the left sit bone down. We're going to turn to the left, planting the left fingertips to lengthen the spine, reach the right hand up high. Put the elbow outside the knee for leverage, and then use that leverage. Pull the left shoulder back more and gaze out over it. Keep rooting into the sit bones to inhale, lengthen to the spine and the back of the neck. Exhale, soften the tongue, the eyes, the shoulders, and twist a little deeper. So you probably already noticed which one is harder for you. You're probably either strong or flexible. And if you're strong, it's hard to get more flexible. And if you're flexible, it's hard to gain more strength. Because we tend to tend towards our tendencies, right? Slowly, slowly unwind. Come through center, find a little counter twist on the right. Come back up, unwind a little bit. Cross the ankles, plant the hands, shoot it back, chaturanga, or just slowly make your way back. Downward facing dog, optional vinyasa. So if you're really flexible and it's really easy for you to go deep in the stretches, that's not necessarily where you're going to benefit the most. You'll benefit more by engaging the muscles. So for one, you don't overstretch, and for two, you're building the strength while you build flexibility. Inhale, lift the left foot up high. Exhale, draw the left knee to the left wrist, half pigeon other side. Wiggle those right toes back, level the hips. Walk the hands back with the chest, with the hips, and puff up the chest. Keep the length as you slowly walk forward. And waste no time, get right into that place of peace. And let go just a little bit more this time. Use that magical serum of the inhale, take more of it so you can let more go. If you're really strong, you might have better luck keeping your muscles soft some of the times in yoga. Since you don't need to build the strength and just working on the flexibility. But once you find a balance that's perfect for your body and the activities you like to do, it feels really incredible. It took me years and years. And just a couple years ago, I finally got to it where I always felt like I needed to be more flexible because I was always strong and not flexible. Last couple breaths if you want to lift those wrists up, coming up on tented fingertips. But then I also realized I don't need to be super flexible. You know, I'm not doing anything that requires that. And I do need a little bit of tension in my body for some of the other things that I do to hold it all together and prevent injury. But work on finding that balance. Slowly come back up, roll to the left hip, bring the right foot up and around flat. Try to lower the right glute, turn to the right, plant the fingertips to lengthen the spine, reach the left arm up. Put the elbow outside the knee and twist your spine open. Soften the face and the neck. Don't create tension there. Inhale, find more length. Take a little more of that magic serum. Use it on the exhale to melt a little bit and deepen your twist. Slowly come back through center. Find a little counter twist. And then come back up. We're going to bring the feet flat on the ground. Hip width distance apart. Reach your hands in between the legs. Reach them forward. Press into the feet. And imagine you were going to stand up from here. I don't think it's actually possible, but act like it is, and you're just going to like fling yourself into a standing position from here. Did someone just do it? Sarah, did you just stand up from there? Did someone do it? I can't see you very well. But feel the part of your core that engages here. I was really sore from just trying this for like 15, 20 seconds. So really press into the feet and imagine trying to stand up to engage this part of your core that's really hard to get to. Still softening the face and the shoulders, reaching through the fingers, press into the feet like you're going to stand up this time. And then slowly roll back onto your back. And hug your knees into your chest. Find a happy baby. Maybe you grab the big toes with the peace sign fingers and straighten your legs out wide to the side. All right, we have just 10 more minutes together today. See if you can recommit. Find that place of peace. Close your eyes if it helps. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to roll back into a plow pose. See if you can get the toes to touch the ground behind your head. Soften the tongue and the eyes. Melt in a little bit. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten your legs up towards the ceiling, stacking your hips over your shoulders and your feet over your hips. So try to really make that happen. You probably need to press your hips closer towards your head and draw the feet back away from your head a little bit. See if you can lift the hips a little higher by walking the hands up the back a little bit. Squeeze the legs together. Lift up through the balls of the feet and try to lift everything up just a little bit higher. Soften what you can. Stay with your breath. Slowly lower back into that plow pose and really melt here. Soften the neck, the shoulders, the tongue, the face, the eyes. Press the hands into the mat. Slow as you can, roll out one vertebrae at a time. Once your booty touches the ground, flex the feet, drawing the toes in towards your face. Kick out through the heels. Keep squeezing the legs together. We're going to take 20 seconds to lower the legs all the way down. Keep hugging everything until center. Tuck your chin a little bit. Draw your shoulders into the mat. If you have a tricky low back, you can place the hands under your booty with your palms facing down. 10 more seconds. Keep kicking through the heels. If you want to pop up into a fish, you can slide those hands underneath of you. Press into the elbows to lift the heart, reaching the crown of the head towards the mat. Keep squeezing the legs together and reaching out through the balls of the feet. Maybe the legs lift up off the ground. Draw the belly in, lift the heart. Soften what you can. And release. Slowly hug the knees into the chest. Now lower your feet down flat with your knees bent. Your feet as wide as the mat. Bring your arms out to the sides like cactus. And we'll windshield wiper the knees to the right. And then the left. Do this at your own pace with your breath. If you decide to stay on either side, like if you stay on the right side, maybe that right heel hooks on top of the left knee to sink in a little more. And then maybe you gaze out over the left shoulder, softening the face, the tongue, the shoulders. Stay with your breath. Only a couple more chances today here together to make this breath last as long as you possibly can. Stay focused. Find that place of peace. And imagine that the level of peace you're able to cultivate right now in your heart gets to be felt by all the world. See if that inspires you. Find just a little bit more peace. See if you can notice that same motion of finding peace or letting go is helping you release the tension in your body. If you were holding it on one side, go ahead and windshield wiper back and forth a couple times and then even it out. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. And let your legs go long on the mat. Has this song just been on repeat the whole time? All right, come into your final pose, Shavasana. And lay your body down to rest. Close your eyes down. If any of those breathing techniques were helpful, breathing through the ears, softening the tongue and the eyes, use them and go right to that place of peace. Letting go of all your worries. It's not because they're not real, not because you don't have reasons to worry, because it doesn't help at all to worry. It's actually manifesting the things you don't want in your life. To worry about the things you don't want to happen is putting energy into the worst case scenario of things coming into your life. So see if you can commit to worrying a little bit less and using this motion, using the yoga and the breath to find a little more peace. And just know that the level of peace you're able to cultivate right now in your heart does get to be felt by all the world. See if you can feel it. Coming out of your body, out into the room, into the city, and covering the world.
As you invite a deeper breath back into your body, invite the deepest part of yourself to awaken. And just imagine that a part of you has been asleep and is just now deciding to join the party. As you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, commit to staying in this place of peace as you open the eyes just a little bit. And imagine this is the first time that part of you is seeing with these eyes or feeling the sensation of movement in your fingers and your toes. And be curious about that. And when you're ready, roll onto either side. Slowly drag yourself back up to a seat, letting your head be heavy, keeping your eyes closed. Find a nice tall spine. Inhale all the good energy we created during class. Bring your hands together above your head. Squeeze your palms together. Lift up. Bring all that good energy down to the forehead for good, clear thoughts. Down to the lips for good, clear communication. And down to the heart for good, clear intentions. Let your head bow to the wisdom of the heart. Soften one more time. Lift the thumbs to that space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. When we are in that place, we are one. Namaste. Thank you guys for being here. Have a beautiful day. So tonight and Thursday night, I'm teaching at 6:30 and